President warns of food price increase and new road construction in Sanur. Stay tuned for details. Selamat siang. Welcome to the latest news from Bali in Indonesia. This is October 3rd, 2023. I got the year right today. And my name is Bruce. And what is the weather like today? Another beautiful day if you don't need rain. It is bright and sunny. 29.4 degrees Celsius right now at 12:30 in the afternoon. And the humidity is way up there at 70%, and wind speed is 9.4 kilometers per hour. And I hope wherever you are, you've got some good weather too, and let's hope some rain comes soon. And I'm back. I have been so busy, and I'm going to continue to be. This is just the last of the dry season, I guess, hopefully, since we need rain. And I've been doing a lot of home repairs, getting ready for the wet season. And I've been taking some online classes. One class on magic in the Middle Ages from the University of Barcelona. Did I mention that last time? I don't know. I'm getting a little short on the short-term memory. And another one on AI, Introduction to AI from IBM. So let's get into it. 22 countries restrict food exports. Indonesian president warns of food price rise. According to the president, as many as 22 countries have so far restricted food exports, and he warned that this could result in an increase in domestic food prices. The president said it's sad to see that countries now halt their food exports: wheat, rice, sugar, everything. A number of countries, such as Uganda, Russia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Myanmar have decided to stop exporting food, including wheat and rice, he said. A developed country in Europe has also experienced food shortages due to Ukraine and Russia stopping wheat exports, he added, and we know why that is. The president emphasized there is no easy solution for the current food crisis amid the threat of climate change. The prolonged dry season due to the El Nino phenomenon has caused crop failures, especially in 7 regions that could affect domestic food supplies. What are those 7 regions according to BMKG, Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics Agency here? Well, central to southern parts of Sumatra, Java, Bali, Nusa Tenggara, South Kalimantan, most areas in Sulawesi, some parts of North Maluku, and southern parts of Papua. Therefore, the president emphasized the need for a thorough plan for the next 10 years in order to achieve food security. With the Indonesian population growing at 1.25% every year, it's estimated that the population could reach 310 million by 2030. In addition to climate change, global food supply has also been affected by the current geopolitical situation. First, we've got climate change, the president said. Second, we've got the world geopolitical situation that's affected the food supply. The Russia-Ukraine war, he said, has curbed wheat supply in the international market by 207 million tons. Ukraine has halted the export of 77 million tons of wheat, while Russia has stopped 130 million tons of wheat due to the concerns over security on the sea following the war. The president said we imported 11 million tons of wheat, and almost 30% originated from Ukraine and Russia as the world's largest producers. The situation has also spiked food prices in Africa, Asia, and Europe, the president said. And so if you see food going up, it may continue to go up, unfortunately. And as I said before, we've got the garden going on here, and wow, I think next video I'll give you just a little peek of what it looks like. It's still a work in progress, but my wife is up there every day. Sue is definitely committed to growing her garden. So, not good news in terms of food. And here in terms of Bali, turning the island into a concrete jungle, well, has not helped any. Let's build some more villas and some more hotels. Why not? Because, hey, I want to live in paradise. Okay, And what about Sanur, right? Everybody's complaining about Sanur, especially people that have been there for a long time. Tourists who like to come here and hang out in Sanur. You know, Sanur is popular for us oldies. And, well, you've got that big mall, what is it, Icon, I think it's called. And, of course, the International Hospital, and there's villas going on back and forth, and then the new port, right? And so people are complaining about traffic jams. And what is the government going to do? The new road construction project in Sanur is still in the feasibility study stage. Sanur Port, which has only been operating for a year, has brought significant changes for tourism growth. However, on the other hand, it also triggers congestion around the port. The Bali provincial government plans to build a bypass road to break up the accumulation of vehicles. This has been confirmed by the head of Bali Province Public Works, Spatial Planning, Housing, and Settlement Areas, PUPR. A lot easier to say PUPR than all that other stuff. He said there's a long-term plan to build a road to reduce the traffic load, and it's going to be at Jalan Nurai. The current stage is in the feasibility study. It is said that currently efforts are being made regarding the land. They got to get the land first, right? The government will invite landowners to work together to organize the surrounding area so that it's integrated with parking, which also acts as a supporting area for small and medium enterprises. It's estimated that the feasibility study will be completed this month and is costing around 245 million rupiahs. Meanwhile, in a separate interview with the mayor of Denpasar, I Gusti Nurajaya Negara, he said that road construction will be around 3 kilometers long. It's possible that in the short term, the route will turn around from Sanur Harbor. The medium term is via Padanggalak, and the long term via Jalan Professor Ida Bagus Mantra. And, well, none of that means anything to me because I'm not down in Sanur very much. And when I am, I don't really pay attention to road names. I know where I'm going, and so I just go there. So if you're a Sanur person, I'm sure you know what those roads mean and where the new road possibly may be. According to regulations, Sanur Port should be managed by the Denpasar city government because currently it's still in the maintenance period. Jaya Nagara understands that the central government will handle it. He admits that it always gets complaints, that he always gets complaints about traffic jams, and many people blame it on the port management. But he said, we can't blame it on the port because it's had a significant impact on tourist visits. Actually, if we say we are at a disadvantage, he said, we can't because the benefits of Sanur Port are huge for increasing tourism. We're also very grateful. We hope that the central government will take policies based on regulations regarding management. The mayor doesn't mind who manages it as long as it goes along with regulations. The acting governor of Bali has invited people from the central government in Jakarta to come by and take a look at the way that the Sanur port is contributing to economic development of Sanur. And more and more and more naked people. Okay, there's one story which I didn't talk about, which happened last week. And a guy walking out in the street naked, and then he just stood there, and, well, people got upset, of course, and they called the police, and he was grabbed, and he said, I have sleepwalking problems, and so I have no idea how I got here and what happened. And because of the medical condition, after they examined him and interrogated him, talked to him, they just gave him a warning and let him go. No deportation, no fine, no nothing, because they said, well, it wasn't really his fault. He has a problem. And so, if you're sleeping naked and you're sleepwalking, I guess you could just walk out in the middle of the road. I don't know. I don't have it, and I don't really know any friends that are sleepwalkers. If you do, is this common to leave your house and walk out into the street if you're a sleepwalker? I don't know. I'd be interested in hearing comments. And this one has everybody riled up, and this is still, as of just this morning, still going on, so no end to this. Viral naked foreigner at temple, PHDI, Bali, arrest, pay cleaning ceremony fees, and deport. So there is a video that is viral, that is everywhere, of a naked foreigner sitting in a temple, supposedly meditating. The video was shared by, who else? Neela Jelatic, on her personal Instagram account over the weekend. Apparently all this stuff has been deleted from the account. PHDI is furious regarding the indecent actions of the foreigner at the temple. They said that they're still investigating the location of the temple where the foreigner acted indecently. The chairman of PHDI said, "I'm looking to find out whether this is in Bali or outside Bali." It seems pretty clear from the video that it is inside Bali. He said, "Tourists have always been given directions about how to behave when they come into a temple and restrictions." He said, "If this is a new incident, it means we missed out again. But it is possible that this temple location is quiet, and more than one person did this because we were able to make a video, because they were able to make a video." He expressed regrets that something like this has happened again, and he called it an act of harassment. He said what the foreigner did was harassment, and it made him dirty. He also emphasized that currently in Bali, there's no custom or tradition of meditating naked in holy places. And of course, Balinese citizens are outraged on social media. According to the chairperson of PHDI, he said, "If he's still in Bali, I hope he's immediately arrested and processed according to the rules. If he's left Bali, well, what can we do then? If he's caught," he said, "the foreigner should pay for the cleansing ceremony in full. And after everything was finished, he hopes that the foreigner would be deported immediately." He added, "It's a pity that our people are so burdened." And ain't that the truth? And the most recent news that I read this morning said that immigration and the police are looking for him. They have not been able to find him so far. We do not need this continually going on with this naked foreigners. I don't know what it is with people when they get to the tropics and want to take their clothes off. Maybe they should wear some batik, because that's the next segment. Education Minister inaugurates Indonesian Batik Museum. Yes, all right. This is my new batik shirt, by the way, in commemoration of National Batik Day on Monday, October 2nd. There was a ceremony at Taman Mini, Indonesia, Indah, Jakarta. According to the Education Minister, heritage such as historical objects, knowledge, customs, arts, and traditions that are passed down across generations shaped the nation's civilization and brought Indonesia to the international stage thanks to their recognition as a World Heritage. Batik has been recognized as an intangible World Heritage by UNESCO since 2009 due to its cultural value and philosophical significance related to Indonesians' life cycles, in addition to the technical uniqueness and beauty of its patterns. Indeed. Therefore, we have the responsibility to ensure the sustainability of Batik and other heritages we own, he said. The ministry will ensure that not only maintained, the heritages are also developed. Thus, our cultural heritage will remain relevant with age and become the solution to every challenge. Well, it's a big thing to fill. There were 125 batik artists at the Batik Museum, and they were painting 33 batik patterns that represent each province in Indonesia. The deputy head of the Indonesian Batik Foundation, Diana Sentosa, stressed that National Batik Day, the artists come from all regions in order to educate Indonesians, especially youth, about batik. She said, understanding that batik is not a trend, but a cultural heritage. According to the minister, the inauguration of the Batik Museum is a starting point to strengthen access to batik knowledge in Indonesia. The Batik Museum has a vision to continue improving museum management professionalism and public service, as well as boosting batik preservation through a collaborative space with other organizations that employ the same vision. Batik is one of the recognized tools of cultural diplomacy. Therefore, one of the museum's duties is to ensure that knowledge development and utilization of batik is sustainable not only in Indonesia, but in the world. And for people that ask me where I buy my batik, and I usually say I get it at Blibli or at Tokopedia. This I bought locally. I bought this over at, I can never remember the name of this place. It used to be Hardee's, the supermarket Hardee's, and now it's called Artisadana or something, I'm not really sure. And up on the second floor, there's clothes. On the first floor, you've got food, a supermarket. Second floor, you've got a lot of clothes and shoes and things. And I was up there the other day buying clothes for my granddaughter and my grandsons. And what did I come across? Batik shirts, and some really nice ones. And this one was on sale, 150,000 rupees. What a bargain. So if you're in Singaraja and you want to get some batik, you might go over there and take a look. A lot of different types, including long sleeves and short sleeves. Long sleeves good if you go to a ceremony. A lot of times people think it's even better if you've got batik that's got long sleeves. You're really, really formal then. So get yourself some batik. And on the tourist front, again, more problems. Klungkung Regent closes yoga places in the sacred area of Goa Lawah Temple. So the Klungkung Regent Inyoman Suwirta closed the Yoga Mantra Inn. The inn and the yoga place were closed because they were in the sacred area of the temple, the Goa Lawah Temple. And according to the regent, he said, you've got 2 days to clean up. Residents and community leaders of the Pasingahan traditional village, as well as people who pray at the temple, protested regarding the presence of the yoga mantra accommodation. The building is 50 meters in front of the temple. Regent Suwirta explained that the closure of yoga mantra was necessary because he was worried that other inns would come into the holy area. He said, if this is allowed to continue, we're worried that this is going to be imitated. Yoga mantra, he continued, has not obtained all permits. However, the management has opened nonetheless to foreign tourists. The Perbakel of the village is relieved that the regent closed Yoga Mantra before the indigenous people took action on their own. He said residents reject the existence of the inn because it's in the sacred area of Goa Lawah. Moreover, since the inn was built, the inn owner has never provided outreach to traditional village or officials, including residents. Yoga Mantra management has not responded to any questions from the media. And let's end up here with some traffic stuff, and this is another one just to remind you again, if you are in a tourist bus or a tourist vehicle, remember, if your driver is driving in a way that you think is not safe, make sure that you remind them, ask them politely to slow down and be careful, because here is another accident. I talked about one just in the last video. Here's another one right on the road. From here to Denpasar, tourist bus and 3-car accident in a row in Gitgit. Successive traffic accidents occurred on Jalan Raya Singaraja Denpasar, kilometer 10, precisely in Gitgit village in Sukasada district. A tour bus carrying a group of tourists crashed into a minibus. Luckily, the disaster, which occurred around 8 o'clock at night, did not result in any casualties. According to Sukasada police chief, the traffic accident started when the tourist bus going from south, Denpasar, coming up north here, on a road that was downhill and curved. Coming to the corner, the driver turned too far to the right, allegedly. Meanwhile, a Suzuki APV minibus was also moving in the opposite direction. The tourist bus hit the car and immediately stopped. A moment later, 3 cars appeared, right, coming up the road, because that's how this road is if you've ridden it, and I have got thousands of times over the years. And so with the vehicle, not the tourist bus, but the other vehicle, the APV car, stopped, the 3 vehicles rammed into it, one. And fortunately, nobody was hurt, but there was a huge traffic jam while things were taken care of, and damage reported to be only 30 million rupees. So this must have been pretty light in terms of the accident. And this is a tough part of the road there because people will come down or going up and they come out too far when they make a turn, and you got ongoing traffic and bang. And I personally know 4 people that died on that stretch of the road up there, just in pretty much the same way. That's not to mention all the people that I've seen on the side of the road because they've been in an accident, not seriously injured, but injured nonetheless. So if you're driving on that road, be careful. Okay, and that is it for today. I've got some plastering to do, and so I'll be editing this and probably, well, upload it later tonight, because right now I want to get ready and do some plastering before my granddaughter gets home, because I'm plastering up her room. Okay, so thanks for viewing. Be kind to someone today. Stay safe, and I will see you next time.